Any kid that grew up in the 90s can easily associate reading with a personal pan pizza. Since 1984, Pizza Hut has nurtured a love of reading through the Book It program. According to the Book It website, which is still in operation, the Book It program was a genius incentive by the pizza mogul to encourage literacy by rewarding grade school students for meeting personal reading goals. While pizza continues to be a fantastic motivator for me to this day, the benefits of reading go way beyond pizza. Research has shown that the benefits to reading can be achieved well before a child ever learns to read for themselves. Reading to young children has proven to have substantial benefits. I'm an avid reader myself and have seen firsthand the benefits that reading can have for young children. Even if you're not currently a parent of a child, all of us have an opportunity and a duty to not only encourage literacy, but to mentor the next generation. I will show how reading to young children promotes brain and language development, encourages children to make emotional connections, and helps children to build healthy routines, structures, and habits that are vital for future development. Let's begin with the educational benefits of reading. Reading to young children stimulates brain and language development. Children's brains are making connections and are stimulated by the words that are read to them. First Five California is a government-funded initiative with the purpose of educating parents and caregivers about the important role that they play in their children's first years of life. They pioneered the Talk, Read, Sing campaign, encouraging families that the moment babies come into this world, their brains are forming connections that will determine how they learn, think, and grow. First Five California's Commission Chair, George Halverson, was quoted in an article entitled, "Brain Development Expert Says Reading Critical for Infants and Youngsters," from the PR Newswire in May 2016, which says, "Children whose brains are exercised in the first 3 years by parents or caregivers who talk, read, and directly interact with that child have stronger brains." Halverson also said, "The brains of children who are isolated and who do not get that needed exercise within those first 3 years, when their brain growth is more than 80% complete, are at a major disadvantage. It's extremely difficult to regain ground for those children once those first key years have passed." Now, it may seem foolish to read to a baby who can barely hold its head up, let alone understand the words that are being said. But understanding the plot and storyline of a book is not even close to the point of the process. Northfield Hospital in Northfield, Minnesota, encourages families to read to the young children. In an article on their website entitled, "Reading to Young Children Helps Develop Brains," the author is quoted as saying, "Reading regularly with young children stimulates optimal brain patterns of development, which helps build strong pathways in the brain, and in turn builds language, literacy, and social-emotional skills that can have lifelong benefits." Reading to children also boosts language development. A study was made at Rhode Island Hospital, and it compared 2 groups of 8-month-olds. One group was read to often as babies, while the other was not. It was shown that those who were read to have their receptive vocabularies, or the number of words which they understand, increased by 40% since babyhood, while the non-reading group increased only by 16%. A staff writer for Healthline.com website, on an article entitled, "Benefits of Reading Books, How It Can Positively Affect Your Life," stated, "Researchers have found that students who are read books regularly, beginning at a young age, will gradually develop larger vocabularies. The vocabulary size can influence many things in your life, from scores on standardized tests to college admissions and job opportunities. Babies will actually learn all of the sounds they need to speak their native language before their first birthday. As babies hear words spoken to them, they develop a complex web of words from which language is developed. The more words a baby is able to hear, the better their language development will be when they begin to speak. Now that I've shown you the benefits from an intellectual standpoint, let's discuss the emotional standpoint. Children who are read to learn about emotions and how to make emotional connections. Emotional intimacy is a byproduct of taking time to share a book with a child. Ashley Merson wrote in the October 2020 article for healthline.com, Reading to Children, Why It's So Important and How to Start. In the article, she said, reading can support a solid parent-child relationship. Kids feel secure when they're read to. Children crave one-on-one time and the attention that's given as they are read together with the adults in their life. Erica Commissar, a clinical social worker, psychoanalyst, parent guidance expert, and the author of How Reading to Your Children Helps You to Be a Present Parent on the Read Brightly website, says, there's no better method of bonding than cuddling with your arms wrapped around your child, sharing his stories and pictures, thoughts and feelings, while turning the pages of a book. The cuddling, physical affection, and eye contact that happens as you read the words are as important, if not more important, than the words themselves. Reading books with the child also teaches valuable lessons about understanding and regulating emotions. Dinah Torres Castro, in a Cornell University blog post titled Benefits of Reading to Your Child, shares about how books can help children deal with stress and emotional situations. She says, reading books about difficult or stressful experiences can be a way to start a conversation to ease your child's fear. If they're nervous about starting school, reading a story dealing with the topic can show her that her anxiety is normal. Book characters give children relatable emotional context for navigating new feelings. While evidence to support the importance of reading to children is readily available in publications geared towards families and parents raising young children, this notion is even evident in the business world. Harvard Business Review recently published an article written by Christine Seifert entitled The Case for Reading Fiction. In this article, the author notes the following. Reading fiction predicts increased social acuity and sharper ability to comprehend other people's motives. He goes on to say, research on reading shows literature study to be one of the best methods for building empathy, critical thinking, and creativity. Lastly, I'll discuss the physical and structural benefits of reading to a child. Children that are read to develop positive habits, structures, and routines that create a lifelong relationship with books. Reading is a relaxing experience. Having time set aside for reading will help children develop a calming strategy that will help their bodies to rest. First 5 California recommends making reading a part of your daily routine so that it becomes an everyday habit. Reading before bed is a great way to calm your body down and relax at the end of a busy day. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic suggest reading as a part of a regular sleep routine. According to the Reading Rewards website, reading can be a great source of self-soothing for children and adults experiencing stress. Recent studies by the Mind Lab International at Sussex University show that reading for as little as 6 minutes a day can reduce the heart rate and stress levels by 60% or more. That's 300% better than going for a walk and 700% better than playing video games. Children that are read to consistently build a relationship with books that stay with them as they're adults. Dinah Torres Castro of Cornell University also says that children who are read to develop a passion for books and reading. They are much more likely to choose books over video games, television, and other forms of entertainment as they grow older. This preference could be life-changing. According to Marissa Levin of the entrepreneur publication Inc.com, one of the secrets of some of the most successful individuals in the world is a healthy appetite for reading. Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day. Mark Cuban reads 3 hours a day. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. I will add that Oprah Winfrey's book club is legendary. Creating a solid foundation of reading for children will build adults who are lifelong learners. Now that you know the benefits of reading to a child, let's wrap this up so we can hurry off to the library. Reading to young children is vital for brain and language development. It encourages children to make emotional connections, and it establishes routines, structures, and habits that are crucial for future stability in life. For these reasons, it's clear that reading to young children has many benefits to not only the child, but to the adults who love them. Deborah Farmer-Criss, the author of an article entitled Why Reading Aloud to Kids Helps Them Thrive on the PBS website, was asked by a taxi cab driver what her best advice for parenting was. Deborah thought, I've probably read too many books, researched articles on parenting, so I have lots of data at my fingertips. But there is one dimension of being a mom where the research beautifully matches my experience in the trenches. Something stunningly simple, where the return on my investment is undeniably good for my kids and for me. Deborah simply said, read to them. I urge you to do the same. Read to the children in your circle of influence. Thank you.